I think the Cowboys are blaming the officials way too much. I agree with Playmaker, though. Yeah. I've become
and he talks about the officials too much.
Right, but Dak has handled so many situations well that he's built up the ability to not be ideal. He's handled them really well. If you're the Cowboys, though, there's a lot of blame that can go around, but I think it has to start at the head coach and it has to start at the quarterback. The reality is this football team under Mike McCarthy, outside with Dak Prescott as their starting quarterback, outside of the NFC East is 6-9. They're a 6-9 football team with Dak as the starter outside of the worst division in football. They're 18-15 under Mike McCarthy. That's not good enough. We had week 3. So these are the situations. I went and did this research with Hembo. These are the situations of the poor clock management or game management with Mike McCarthy this season, not just yesterday. Week 2 against the Chargers, remember? The clock wound down. They said we couldn't see the clock. Yeah. Week 3 against the Eagles, before the half, they get the ball backed up. He doesn't call any timeouts. The Cowboys don't get the football back with any time left on the clock. Week 6 against the Patriots, they call timeout with 25 seconds left, kick a field goal, give the ball back to the Patriots. Week 15 against the Cowboys, Dak throws that out route to Dalton Schultz, and all of a sudden they don't call a timeout because they were in the O zone or something like that. Week 17 against the Cardinals, he challenges or he calls timeout and doesn't have the opportunity to challenge. So if we want to blame anybody, plenty of blame could fall on Mike McCarthy. And then Dak Prescott. There's 3 quarterbacks in the NFL that make $40 million a year. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Dak Prescott. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes each had over 400 yards of offense this weekend. Dak Prescott wasn't good enough this weekend. He wasn't the singular reason why their football team lost this game, but he wasn't a reason why they overcome it. The truth is, this should have been a beatdown. The 49ers should beat the Cowboys down. They just kicked field goals. That's the only reason they stayed in the football game. $100 million receiver didn't show up. Amari didn't show up. CeeDee Lamb didn't show up. The $90 million back didn't show up. The $140 million.
And you have no chance when the stars don't show up. You can't expect the supporters to turn around and be the stars and then ask the stars to be the supporter. That is a disorder that brings about a dysfunction. That's why that team loses.
14 penalties. 14 penalties, 8 of them.
Come on. It was hard to watch the game with all the penalties.
8 of them either gave San Francisco a first down or took a first down away from the Dallas Cowboys. That's all self-inflicted stuff.
Appreciate the expertise.
Thank you.
Appreciate the expertise.
Thank you, Stephen A.
Too technical. Because they're the Cowboys. They're not worth it. They're not worth it.
It's always worth it.
Everything technically could have went right. They still would have lost. They still, because they're the Cowboys. Let's understand something here. Let's understand something here. Let's just break this down. You didn't bring this up. You didn't bring this up. I'll bring this up. But y'all going to go like this.
All right.
Do you know what happened yesterday? Dak Prescott showed you why Jerry Jones so desperately wanted Tony Romo to stick around. Tony Romo, who's been retired for years. Remember when Dak Prescott came into the league as 4th-round pick? Remember when he was wreaking havoc and Jerry Jones was still holding out that Tony Romo would get healthy and stick around? Because as we're listening to Tony Romo call that game yesterday, and he's breaking down what stuff needs to be done, you're reminded of how smart he was. He's a gunslinger, and he made some mistakes, but it was risk. It wasn't like he was an idiot. It wasn't like he was devoid of. Listen, I'm not calling anybody an idiot. Please don't get me wrong.
No, I know.
What I'm saying is that Tony Romo, it's the stuff that you see. That's only one element that I want to go to.
You're saying Tony Romo wouldn't have done that?
No, here's my pushback to that, because I know you got other points.
I'm talking about.
Here's my pushback to that.
Knowing that you got to get the ball to the umpire as opposed.
Yeah, but listen, I like ragging on the Cowboys as much as anybody. You just went on a rant saying they've been in the playoffs 11 out of the last 27 years, and they haven't been in the NFC.
He's a part of that. He's a part of that.
So to assume that Tony would have done that.
No, I didn't say. I'm not assuming that Tony Romo would have won.
So why do you think Jerry's sitting back on it? Why wish I had Tony?
Because what I'm saying to you is that when you look, first of all, you yourself have sat here and talked about how Tony Romo put up some decent numbers.
Oh, he was a baller.
Okay, and he was a baller. You look at Dak Prescott, completed 53% of his passes. It was one of the most atrocious. It was the most atrocious performance of his postseason career. By the way, now a 1-3 postseason record. Let's not forget that. Now let's count the ways. I want you to take this into perspective. So we got a problem with the running game. We got a problem with the offensive line and their penalties. We got a problem with the quarterback. We got a problem with the wide receivers. turnovers. We got a problem with the 3 penalties the defensive line picked up in the fourth quarter. Okay, we got a problem with the play call and the offensive coordinator. We got a problem, and for what? Because I was watching Dominique Foxworth on Get Up earlier this morning. He made a very astute point when he talked about it was one of the rare occasions that clock management wasn't an issue you could kill Mike McCarthy about, because he actually did a decent job yesterday. Except at the end of the game, we didn't know who the hell was calling the play.
No, the fake punt situation was bad too.
The fake punt situation is bad too.
Poorly executed, not necessarily poorly called, but poorly executed.
By the way, and then on top of all of that, who assembled the squad? Who picked the head coach? Who kept the offensive coordinator? Who's got this guy thinking he the next Jason Garrett, where he gonna be the coach that's inserted and he gonna get a 10-year deal because your love affair with him? Jerry Jones. What I'm saying is, I'm giving you multiple layers from top to bottom where finger point could take place. And the only reason I'm being kind to Jerry today is because, you know, he climbing up there in age and, you know, it's affected him, these losses. So I'm concerned about Jerry Jones. I want him to be healthy. I want him to stick around for a long time.
Just right quick, let me say this to you, Dan. You know, I know as you give out Mike McCarthy record, let's just be mindful that Mike McCarthy came in under different circumstances. We were just starting to deal with COVID in that first year. It's a whole different thing. I'm just saying. So I'm just, wait a minute. I'm staying facts.
Yeah.
I'm just staying facts. Isn't that reality? Yeah. He came in and he brought in a defense coach, had changed defense. He was going to lose. He lost a lot of those games. Right. That's just a fair point to lay on the reality.
I'm just saying, if we're going to applaud Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl,
I'm certainly not making excuses for Mike McCarthy. I'm just laying facts out on the reality. Those calls, I sat right here and said, you know, don't tell me about all those calls early on, because we were lighting up the scoreboard. Right. And they were winning games anyway. But now those calls, but now you're not lighting them up. So yes, all those calls come into play. But all in all, I need soldiers to stand up and be soldiers.
Yeah. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.